uh, say a few words. Thanks. Well, just let's get Anneke. There we are. Right. Okay, Gert. Welcome and thanks for giving us an introduction talk. Thanks. Your sound is off, Gert. Gert, you muted. You muted.
Okay. Is it now all right? Is it okay? Well, welcome to everybody to this special occasion where we award people from the industry for their outstanding contribution to what they do to promote health and safety in the industry. The efforts resulted is Aspasa members having had very little, and if I recall correctly, had no fatalities for quite a few years now. Nico, maybe you can help, but I think it must be 6 years now, but touch wood. This can only be possible through the efforts of a dedicated team of people from Aspasa, auditors, and not forgetting the members under the guidance of the health and safety managers. I would like to thank each and every one of you for your efforts and your input. This is achieved not only by the people that will receive the awards here today, but by the efforts of everybody out there, working long hours out in the field and doing a sterling job in making sure that thousands of people go home unhurt at the end of every shift. A special word of thanks to all involved, especially Nico, to Marius, to Paula, Anneke, who organized all this, for organizing, who organized all this, and congratulations to everybody receiving an award here today. Thank you, Nico.
Thanks, Gert. Maybe I'll just put my camera on. I mean, as I say, I'm in a coffee shop, so it's not normally my background. I think I'm not going to waste too much time. Thanks to our chairperson, Gert Coffee, who sits down in the Eastern Cape. We're all over the country. I'm going to introduce our first speaker, who's Advocate Paul Marden from Solidarity. He's highly clued up on health and safety, and he's one of our colleagues in the Mine Health and Safety Council, MRAC, and all those places. So I'm going to ask Paul. Paul, I can't talk too much. There's a lot of people around me. Sorry, I've got my hand in front of my mouth so they don't hear me talking. You'll understand. We've got lockdown, or what they call the bloody thing. We've got no power here, and nothing works, not even a cell phone. But welcome, Paul, and thanks. And I'm going to hand over to you without further ado. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you very much, Nico. Yeah, we are in difficult situations in South Africa with all the load shedding and so on, and all the other problems. So we understand. Fortunately, there where you are, you can go duck watching again, eh? After this. But yeah, thank you for inviting me today. Chairperson, Mr. Gert Coffee, the Director of Aspasa, Mr. Nico Pinaar, Mr. Sietse van der Woude from the Minerals Council of South Africa, leaders, management, and representatives of member organizations, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everybody. We are here today to recognize people and organizations who excel in health and safety at the workplace. And firstly, I want to congratulate everybody who are honored with a health and safety reward today. And I want to thank you for your commitment to zero harm, to ensure that every mine worker goes home safely every day. And especially congratulations with the achievement of Aspasa for zero fatalities. If I heard correctly, it was about 6 years now, zero fatalities. I think that is an excellent achievement. Thank you very much for that, and congratulations. But having said that, and I'm at the risk of preaching to the converted, I know, I want to focus a bit on the value of good health and safety management and practices by reminding us of what health and safety is all about. I don't think there's a workplace in South Africa where there's no threat to the health and safety of people at the workplace. but some working environments are decidedly more hazardous than others, such as in the mining. People are undoubtedly the most important and valuable of all resources in any workplace and must be protected at all costs. People are entitled to a safe and healthy workplace, and in most countries there's legislation to protect employees, to prevent injuries and diseases in the workplace, and to protect the environment. Yes, I know there are those who will object to people being called a resource as such. But people are considered to be a resource because only humans can transform the gifts of nature into valuable resources that can be utilized for useful purposes. Nature's bounty becomes important only when people find it and make it useful for them. Of course, compliance to health and safety legislation is the bottom line, and it's necessary, but there's much more to health and safety than mere compliance. Sorry if I can just interrupt myself here, Nico. I see that my slideshow is not on. Can Anneke perhaps just put it on? So people do not only have to listen to me, they can read the slides as well. Nico?
Paul, I'll ask Anneke. She's also connected, but she sits in Joburg and I'm sitting in.
Yeah,
Let's just ask her, Anneke. I can't even phone her, shame.
Is busy.
Just hang on a sec.
Anneke is busy organizing. They're just struggling here with the slideshow. We'll be with you now.
Thanks, Marius. Marius is also in Joburg, so we've got some backup up there. Yeah. What a disaster.
Yeah. Where's mine? All right. So let me carry on in the meantime. As I said, just to reiterate, compliance to health and safety legislation is the bottom line. It's necessary, but there's much more to health and safety than mere compliance, ticking the or checking the tick boxes. Health and safety is all about, firstly, the protection of the right and interests of workers in the workplace so that they can work safely and healthily. But health and safety is also about ensuring that employers and employees comply with their responsibilities to provide and maintain healthy and safe workplaces. Both employers and employees have a responsibility in this regard. Although the primary responsibility, according to the Act, is that of the employer, employees have definite responsibilities, and the Act or Health and Safety Act is there to ensure that employees also comply with their responsibilities. Health and safety is also about the protection of neighboring communities and other members of the public, as well as the environment against the harm from work activities. But I think that one thing that is very important to understand is that health and safety is not only about people. It also has practical and economic value to benefit and support the stability and the sustainability of business. In this regard, let me remind you that good health and safety management and practices are valuable for, firstly, the prevention and the reducing of work time and production losses. And we all know what those losses could be should a Section 54, for example, be issued, a prohibition in terms of Section 54 be issued. A loss of income, etc. The further value of health and safety is to curtail the loss of trained personnel and the expenses to be incurred on the training or retraining of injured people, and of course of new personnel where people have to be replaced. But very important as well, health and safety is an extremely important aspect to assist in the maintenance and the protection of the employer's reputation, which impacts on investment confidence in the business. And we all know that investment confidence is perhaps one of the greatest assets that a business, especially a public business or a listed business, could have. Health and safety also goes much wider than safe and healthy workplaces. It also deals with the establishment and maintaining of safe and healthy culture. In other words, health and safety is about the attitude of all persons, albeit at home, at work, or wherever they are, to accept responsibility for their own safety and health, and for the safety and health of other persons with them. Employers, therefore, have a vested interest in the health and safety and welfare of their employees, because employees are essential for business production. But it is also especially important for employees and trade unions to understand that employees not only have a vested interest in their own health and safety, but also in the economic sustainability of the business, because without it, they lose their means of income and their means of support to their families and the communities. So that health and safety and the future, the economical sustainability of business is inextricably bound and are integrally part of each other. I've never come across an employer or a trade union, for that matter, who does not agree that the health and safety of workers at the workplace is a statutory imperative. It's beneficial to both employees and employers, and it's necessary for sustainable employment and the sustainable economy and existence of the employer's business and industry. So it is common cause that health and safety is more important than any other considerations. Life cannot be quantified. Incidents and health hazards at work do not distinguish between management and workers, seniority, or even different races. Everybody at the workplace is vulnerable. We can therefore categorically say that health and safety is a shared value and interest for both employers and employees, and that it is more important than any other considerations at the workplace. And this point of commonality is the firm foundation and point of departure for cooperation. It's therefore imperative on employers and employers' organizations, as well as employees and trade unions, to accept mutual responsibility and work together to keep workplaces as safe and healthy as possible. The establishment of a safe and healthy working environment is a team effort, and every person, each worker and each member of management has a full responsibility to do their bit in this regard. To merely sit back and shift the blame to the other is counterproductive and achieves nothing. The Mine Health and Safety Act provides for tripartite institutions in which employers, through their employers' organizations, the state, specifically the DMRE, and employees through organized labor participate in initiatives to promote health and safety at the workplace. In the mining industry in South Africa, the unacceptable high fatality rate and injuries and disease statistics and the increased activism on mine health and safety obliged the industry to re-evaluate the way in which they managed health and safety. And this caused a massive mind shift to take place with all stakeholders, including employers and organized labor, during the last approximately 15 years or so, provoking them to seek and to find ways to set health and safety standards that are way beyond legal compliance and far superior to the standards of the Mine Health and Safety Act. This new way of thinking prompted stakeholders to regard each other in a different light. That is, to regard each other as allies in the pursuit of healthy and safe workplaces, rather than as adversaries. Employers specifically realized the significant role that organized labor could play in assisting them with their statutory responsibilities and in achieving zero harm at the workplaces. And this led to a number of initiatives forums and programs where the parties to the tripartite have made great progress in the mutual understanding and cooperation, which again led to much safer and healthier workplaces, thereby giving effect to the objects of the Mine Health and Safety Act. Just some examples of our areas of cooperation where we work together, trade unions, employers and the state on health and safety. Well, there's the national and regional health and safety forums, and UKOSI is a good example of these forums. There's the Mine Health and Safety Council, of course, and the committees of the Mine Health and Safety Council, SIMRAC, MRAC, MITHAC, MOHAC, etc. There's participation in mine health and safety initiatives and programs. We have business and industry health and safety forums on executive committee and on union leadership level where we cooperate. There's cooperation in the CCOD, that is the Compensation Commissioner of Occupational Diseases, advisory and risk committees, support to the Tiamisu Trust, engagement and dialogue with various state departments and institutions of state, including the parliamentary portfolio committees where presentations are made, participation in the Minerals Council initiatives such as MOSH, cooperation with and support to the Mandela Mining Precinct. There's participation in HIV/AIDS and TB tripartite committees, the business unit health and safety committees through our representatives, and active participation in internal investigations of employers and in DMRE incident investigations and inquiries. And really trying to assist as well that we don't fall into the trap of the blame game, but that we really get to the root causes of incidents that occur and try and prevent it, or at least mitigate the effect should there be a recurring incident. And this cooperation achieved impressive results. And it's a pity that the slideshow is not up now, because I've got a nice graph showing the decline of fatalities in the mining industry since 2004. But the fatalities in the mining industry. Sorry, Nico?
Paul, it is
Yes.
on. I'm seeing it. Yeah, your graph there.
Sorry, it's on.
We're all
Okay.
seeing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
All right, thanks. I'm not looking at the Teams screen. I'm looking at my document screen. All right, great stuff. It's there. I hope everybody can see it. But it shows that in the mining industry, fatalities gradually decreased from 247 in 2004 to our best year, 51 fatalities in 2019. But of course, unfortunately, there was an increase in fatalities again in 2020, 2021. And I ascribe it to a great extent to the abnormality of the whole COVID situation and the concerns regarding economic future of businesses and job security, etc. So I hope we're going back to more normal times now, and that we can decrease the fatalities again and achieve zero harm. So as far as the future is concerned, the mining industry is going to experience more pressure and challenges. What with the fourth industrial revolution, climate change, the volatile commodity markets, and global economic and political instability, to name just a few of the challenges that we are going to experience increasingly more and more in the future, and in the immediate future for that matter. Is becoming increasingly important for all stakeholders, especially trade unions and employers, to realize that we are all in this boat together. We need each other. If we want the mining industry and consequently South Africa to survive, we have to work together and realize that we all have our role to play. I would like to see more and improved responsibility, mutual respect and trust and cooperation from both trade unions and employers. Firstly, on health and safety, but also on the terrain of labour relations, as self-interest and irresponsible labour relations often undermines and spoils the progress made in health and safety and job security. So, and in closure, once again, our heartiest congratulations to everybody who are honoured with a health and safety reward today. Thank you for your commitment to zero harm, to ensure that every mine worker goes home safely every day. And thank you for your contribution in making South Africa the greatest country in the world to live in. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Paul. That was great. Sorry for the slides that were a bit hesitant to come up for no other reason, but we will share this recording as wide as we can, so people can, in their own time, when they're bored and they have lockdown, they can have a look at it. But thanks for your very wise words. You always come up with stuff. That's why we ask you to come. You come up with very, very good guidelines, comments, and so forth. Thank you very, very much. I hope you stay in. I would then like to ask Zitsa. We all know Zitsa to come in if he doesn't mind. Paul, thanks a lot. And Zitsa, you can come in. Thank you very, very much for agreeing to come and help us. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Nico, and good morning to all the Aspasa and all the members, and also to Paul and Gert and Nico. I'm going to start my presentation. Let me just get it at the right place. Can I just get a confirmation that it can be seen? The slide should be up now.
There we go. It's fine. Thanks.
Thank you very much. So yeah, very important, this title slide, that we're actually working with world champions, and very enjoy that. So Nico, it was absolutely a privilege to come and talk here. And I know we can rely on your collaboration and support from Aspasa side going forward in all that we're doing on the safety side. Just some context that I would like to provide. I think we all know that health and safety is one of the key indicators of our mining, South African mining's environmental, social, and governance performance. It is the most important way in which we can show that we care for employees, as Paul has so eloquently explained. So globally, these ESG issues, as they have become to be known, is becoming more and more prominent. If I listen to conversations from our CEOs, these days it's about 80% of the questions are about ESGs and 20% about the financial, the productivity issues, which has historically been the most important issue. And then ESG also in the banking industry, somebody told me the other day at their AGM, 50 out of the 54 questions that they received were to do with ESG issues. So I commend Aspasa and the members for taking the health and safety issues so seriously, because it is clearly society is shouting us loud and clear that this is something that is a non-negotiable expectation from their side, that we have excellent safety and health performance. So as the Minerals Council, we believe that South Africa can play a leadership role in dealing with ESG challenges. We've got very, very difficult challenges that we have to deal with, particularly on the social side. And at the same time, I think the grouping around the screen is very, very smart people. And I think collectively, you know, we can actually deal with these issues. And I just put this table here to say, how do we compare to the countries that are currently the benchmarks when it comes to ESG friendly mining. So you look at Australia, and there's the fatality rate is 0.02 per million hours worked. Canada, very much the same, and South Africa last year was 0.06. So we are still 3 times worse than those jurisdictions where we would like to compete with and benchmark ourselves against. Then when you look at, the whole thing about the toughest challenges, I don't know, I had a look at these numbers the other day, and I knew we were in a difficult situation, but I didn't know that it was as serious as the numbers as reflected here. So if you look at youth unemployment, we're sitting currently in South Africa 67%. Now that on its own is a massive challenge and something that really frightens me, but it's not a passive fear that I have. It is to say, we've got to do more, we've got to see how we can work smarter to actually address this situation, which is completely unsustainable. If you look at Australia and Canada, about 9–10%, which indicates that we're about 7 times worse. Now, sometimes we regard it as a curse that we have all these challenges. But one can also look at it is that it makes the opportunity that we have just so much more. And I think putting this slide in front of you, what gives me hope is that on the mine safety side specifically, and on the health side, we've made considerable progress in the last 2 decades since we decided as unions, as government, and as industry that we're going to unite on this thing, have a common purpose and an aspiration that we want to achieve, and working very closely together with each other to achieve that. I think those results are here to see that we managed to make improvement. When we started in 2003, when the milestone agreement was made, we were considerably worse than this. So through the collaborative effort, I recognize solidarity and the organized labor more broadly for the role in which they've also played in making sure that we get better. But on youth unemployment, we still have a long way to go, but we've got the smart people to address that, and Aspasa is an example of that. So just the one slide in terms of what are our focus areas from the Minerals Council or the collective for 2022. I think there's a tremendous amount of effort on the trackless mobile machinery. We want to make sure that the ecosystem is ready as soon as we can. The board has agreed on December 2023, but they've also challenged us and say, do all that you can to bring that date forward while people are losing their lives. I know in the case of Aspasa members, they look at traffic management quite correctly to firstly see if they can reduce the risk so that it's no longer significant and it doesn't require the collision prevention systems, which are complex to operate and very costly to invest in. So Aspasa has been fully involved in all our engagement around this. I know, observe a number of your members as well, Letitia and others who are very passionately involved in these matters. On the falls of ground, I don't think it is the same challenge as we have on the underground hard rock deep level mines. So we have an action plan there. We are busy implementing it. I don't think Aspasa needs to be involved in the same level than on PMN. And then in terms of culture, we have one focus this year, and that is to make a shift from a blame culture to just culture. A just culture which is much more about learning and accountability and not so much about blaming either work-face employees or CEOs for that matter on what they have done wrong. We want to get that learning, but at the same time we want to have the accountability. So there are a couple of initiatives that speak to that shift that we want to see. The first one is we need quality accident investigations. That is the information that we put in the system. If we don't get that quality right, no amount of accountability or learning is going to be effective. So that's what we have to have as our first priority. And we're doing that through a peer review of our accident investigation methodologies. Then secondly, we've developed a just culture accountability framework that would help members with accountability management. There's one slide in that document that very clearly shows, the framework for just culture accountability. So it is a longer document to give the context, but there's the one page that indicate different types of non-compliances and what kind of actions could be looked at in keeping people accountable Then in terms of at the industry level, so those first two are at member level, and then at the industry level, we need to get a better peer learning from our incidents. We've got an LFI team that's very passionately facilitating. And then we also need to look at an industry level at better peer accountability. And we're looking at the global leading practice here, which is the Towards Sustainable Mining that has been adopted in Canada, but in many other countries like Australia, and Botswana has also adopted it. So there's a lot of that. Our board has had a first engagement about it. There was some, concern that we shouldn't be as peers be playing the role of the regulator, and that's absolutely not our intent. But in terms of our membership compact, we've got to make sure that we all do the right thing, because people don't look at individual companies necessarily; they look at mining overall. So I think with the ISHE system, the one that Aspasa has launched, you're quite far down the track. We're not going to be able to go that far. As a first step, we will take a gradualist approach in terms of this. So we're starting with the safety side, and we'll be discussing that at our Towards Sustainable Mining. So in terms of all these initiatives, where do we look for Aspasa involvement? Is firstly on the collision prevention systems, which is already the case. And then in terms of that just culture accountability framework, our board has made the decision that everybody would do a gap analysis on that and develop their own action plan to get up to speed. And that should be applicable to Aspasa members as well. As I say, the framework document that is there, it is very comprehensive, but there is a one-pager that makes it quite digestible to have a look at. So then, as Paul indicated, we are here to celebrate with you today. It is always so nice to be at these award events and where we celebrate tremendous amount of effort that has gone in making sure that we achieve the performance that we are seeking and that society expects of us. So yeah, it's very joyous for us to be present. So when Nico indicated our involvement in this, we certainly see how we would best make that happen. So there's a couple of particular points that I just want to celebrate with you. The first one is that, of course, each organization that would be a winner today, we celebrate, we celebrate with you, and we recognize the effort that you're putting into to get this award. And then at the collective, as Aspasa being an association in its own right, I mean, to have gone for 5 or possibly 6 years fatal-free, it's a formidable performance and one that we well recognize. We need to remain constantly uneasy. The hazards in our industry is very high. There's lots of people have to make lots of decisions for this kind of performance to be achieved. And so we really want to recognize and celebrate that with you. In terms of the ISHE audits that I've already referred to, and I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing the acronym as you use it, But that's really a global leading practice and a leading practice in our industry. As I say, we're not there. I'm not sure whether world members will decide what is appropriate for us as a Collectors Minerals Council. But I think in terms of your particular circumstances and the way I've heard Nico explain it is that, say, the operations, need some guidance, very practical guidance on what needs to be done, and will then, then it makes their lives easier. So well done on getting that off the ground, getting the support from the members, and being able to celebrate this in a session like this. And then credits to your director, Nico. I'm sorry that you're having these load shedding challenges today, but we know that you always tirelessly advocate on behalf of us, Aspasa, and just don't give up on speaking out what your concerns are and also what you contribute to the safety performance of the industry. And then I was very pleased earlier this year to be in an engagement where your global equivalent GAIN was present, and it was clear that they regard Aspasa absolutely as world champs when it comes to health and safety and other issues. So I just want to close off with, we said we celebrate the world champions, so this is part of it. But I just want to close with a very interesting take on South Africa's rugby history, or World Cup history more specifically, that I want to share with you. Just one second. So this was the take of somebody to me, and they said in 1995, Madiba won the World Cup. In 2007, the team won the World Cup. There were more black players in the team at that time than in 1995, but there were certainly lots of concerns yet about the way in which we not only achieve results, but at the same time also transform our team and get the benefit of our total population rather than just a part of the population. And then this take on it was in 2019, the people won the World Cup. I'm reading the book at the moment, Miracle Men, which is about the whole build-up to this. Is in fact the second time that I read this, trying to understand better what are all the things that were done right. To go from absolutely relegation league in 2017 to world champions 2 years later, and with the whole South Africa embracing and supporting our team. And, it is, I mean, if you see those victory tours that were made to deep rural parts of Eastern Cape and so on, you're just, humbled by what a formidable achievement it is. And that was apparently the dream of Madiba when he put on that jersey in 1995, which had a very unfortunate history. And then bring to 2019, that was always his dream, that sport, not only rugby, but other sports as well, is something that can unite the nation. So in closing, I just want to say, we have each got the Madiba in our hearts. We all have the ability to put on that number 6 jersey and say, in terms of mine safety, we want to be the world champions. And just in closing then, Viva mining, Viva! Difficult over the screen, but there you've got it. Thank you, Nico.
Thanks, Itza. I'm not going to talk too much because there's a huge noise in the background. But thanks. Every time you talk to about us, and this is where I get my tears coming very near. And you're a star. Thank you for giving us the support and being a backup for us. We need it sometimes. I'm going to head over to Marius now because I think Marius can run with it further now. And thanks, Itza. And yes, we will talk again. Thank you.
Thank you, Nico. I trust everybody can hear me. It's good to hear that
Marius,
Can
yeah. Marius, sorry, just before you start, one of the picture on the screen is one of our friends from overseas, and you can see there he's from UPIG. Okay, so we've got overseas people also clicked in. Thanks, Marius. Sorry for that.
No problem, Nico. Yeah, I saw Jamie is also connected. So yeah, welcome to the overseas guys to our award ceremony again. And just referring to what Sitske just reminded us of his presentation earlier this year, referring to Aspasa and the Aspasa members as being the world champions and our ISHE audit seen as a leading practice. It's good to hear this from the guys, and I do appreciate all these comments. 2021 will be remembered as a year of survival and recovering the devastating effects of the COVID pandemic on the industry, on the country at large, and obviously on the entire world. Our management had to find new and better ways to carry on with their health and safety programs and campaigns. Members audited in 2021 ISHE audit again demonstrated total commitment to the industry's quest for zero harm in the face of difficult operating conditions. Today, again, we acknowledge the top performers of the 21 ISHE audits, and we would like to thank Nico Pienaar as Director of Aspasa and the rest of the ManCom members for this initiative to recognize those operations and individuals to contribute to the very high health and safety standards in this industry. Even under strict COVID protocols and restrictions, more members stepped up to be audited in 2021 compared to the previous year. A total of 69 audits were done in 2021 compared to only 48 audits in 2020. An average score of 89.19% with a highest score of 97.63 and the lowest score of 70.40%. And that in its own are excellent achievements. So for the first category of our awards, the health and safety officers and health and safety reps, they all play vital roles in the success of achieving and maintaining high levels of commitment and compliance. The success of the employees also depends on the cooperation of all the employees at the operation, and they are instrumental as the link between management and subordinates to ensure teamwork in the drive to zero harm in health and safety. Two such employees are acknowledged today for their performance, and the first one for this is Laurentia Mapumulo from Midmar Quarry. Midmar Quarry is dialed in. Laurentia, are you there?
Hello, Marius.
Hi, Laurentia.
How are you?
There we go. Good on you, Laurentia.
I'm good. Thank
Good.
you for the recognition.
For Midmar Quarry and your achievement there as well and your contribution. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Your award, Laurentia?
Yes, I've received the award. Thank you very much from the Aspasa and Midmar Quarry management for support. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Laurentia. Well done.
Okay.
Good. The second employee for acknowledgement is Donald Chotetsi from Afrimat Kwakwa. Donald, are you also there available?
Morning, Marius. No, unfortunately, Anton and Donald are not online this morning. They've got power outages out in Harry Smith. So it's Jaco here. I'll accept on Donald's behalf. Thank you very much for the award.
Thank you, Jaco. Yeah, that dial in. Maybe it's good for you now to motivate the generator and everything that's required for the site.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jaco. Right, the following two awards are given to well-deserving people for their outstanding commitment in health and safety management. And the first award goes to Lucretia van Rensburg from AfriSam Western Cape to ensure that quarries maintain their shelter and been maintained for more than only last year. So first award then to Lucretia van Rensburg.
Hi, Marius.
Hi, Lucretia. There we go. I understand you've got the DMR inspectors with you today.
Yes.
Just dialed in quickly to accept your trophy. You could just show them your trophy and tell them the site's got no problems.
Okay. So thank you very much to Aspasa, to you, and to Marius, to you as well, and to Aspasa. And yeah, can't do it without the help of all the guys that I work with at the different sites. So it's everybody's hard work together.
Well done, Lucretia, and yeah, well done to your sites as well.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Bye.
The second award for outstanding commitment in health and safety management goes to Muhammad Bailey from AfriMat, also in the Western Cape. With his support and influence on numerous leading practices developed and implemented, continuous improvement over the last couple of years ensured that the quarries are achieving high scores in the ISHE audits. Muhammad, you also dialed in.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Marius. Thank you, Aspasa. Really a privilege to have this recognition. And I mean, I'm getting this award, but I think in total we must actually say everyone is responsible. I mean, we are a team, and as such, I would like to share and actually give this and hand this over to my fellow colleagues and everyone, because I think we're all part and parcel of this effort. But yes, thank you very much. And Marius, just from my side, lastly, yeah, I think we've been seeing each other year on and year in, and I think without your input, I mean, you add such valuable comments to what we are doing and really motivating us. So yeah, from my side to you, Marius, thank you very much. Thank you, Aspasa.
Thank you, Muhammad. Yeah, and that bold person there in the background, our good friend Solly. Solly, congratulations to you and your team as well, and supporting Muhammad in his achievements. Thank you, Muhammad, and well deserved.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good. The next category, we've got the top corporate performer. The following award goes to this top corporate performer in the ISHE audits. Now, with 18 quarries audited during 2021 and achieving an average score of 93.58%, with the highest score of 97.63 and the lowest score of 90.71. So it means that all their sites either achieved a 5 shield or a show place status out of the 18 quarries. And AfriMat is well deserving in this award as top corporate performer. Anybody accepting the award on behalf of AfriMat?
Devin, can I ask you?
Devin or Colin, either one of you? Letitia, do you know if either one of them are connected?
I see Devin is connected. I don't see Colin.
Devin, are you there? Letitia, it doesn't sound like it. Can you accept it on behalf of AfriMat?
No. It's a pity. I will accept it. Thank you very much.
Sorry to put you on the hotspot. I think that the trophy was sent to Colin, but yeah, he's not part of the meeting now.
Not a problem. But thank you very much to Aspasa and all the AfriMatters, showing the AfriMat way in all the audits. All your efforts are definitely appreciated. Thank you.
Yo, Mara Ndro.
Thank you, Letitia. Thank you. Yeah, well done, well deserved for the entire AfriMat group and all your teamwork. Good. The next category is for top independent performer. Now, again, Midmark Quarry showed during the 2020 ISHE audits that it's possible for a private-owned operation outscore any other corporate member. For 2021, Midmark Quarry up the overall score, but still taking top banner, top honor as top independent performer with an excellent score of 96.3%. Midmark. Morning, Gary.
Morning, Marius, and thank you. And I'd also like to say thank you to Aspasa. I'd also like to thank our Director, Darren Fourie, our General Manager, Bronwyn Moore, and Paul and Renelle from Noshcon for their continued support. I'd also like to thank my team. Without exceptional teamwork, these achievements are very difficult to achieve. So thank you, Aspasa. Thank you.
Well done, Gary. You and your team, well deserved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, then, the last category. Now, over the last couple of years, 2 quarries in the Free State have shown what difference can be achieved with total commitment and teamwork. Continual improvement over the last couple of years under the leadership of Anton Marnovic as the appointed quarry manager at AfriMat's Harry Smith and Kwakwa quarries. We saw excellent scores achieved in the ISHE audits. Now, unfortunately, AfriMat wasn't audited during 2021, but in 2020 did achieve an award for 8 years consecutive showplace. However, AfriMat Kwakwa made up for this by achieving a score of 97.63% and therefore reaching the #1 spot as top performer for 2021. Jaco, I presume that you will accept the awards on behalf of Anton and his team. Unfortunately, they've got load shedding, you said.
Yes, Marius. Yeah, thank you very much. Anton did want to obviously relay his apologies for not being able to dial in this morning. He wishes obviously to relay a message through me to say thank you very much to Aspasa and specifically you, Marius, for all your help and insights. And a very special thanks to Marina and to Brian Weevil for obviously their assistance and his entire team at Kwakwa for the achievements, and he's very grateful for what he's achieved. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jaco. Sorry that Anton cannot be part of this meeting, but obviously with your leadership in that area as well, thank you for your contributions and your leadership there. Well deserved.
Thank you very much.
Right, that brings all our awards to a conclusion. Those are the awards to be handed out this year. So yeah, looking forward to some more members being audited during 2022. We've kicked off these audits obviously in February already with a couple of good scores so far and some excellent sites that I've been to. Nico, just before I hand back to you, I would firstly like to hand back to Gert Coffee for a couple of words. Gert?
Thank you, Marius. Yeah, it is my job to do the next part. You know that it has become customary that the office of Aspasa every year presents someone of the industry with the
Sorry.
Aspasa. Hello, yes?
Just ask Nico to put on his camera, please.
Yeah. That
Nico, if you can put on your camera, please.
Okay, while he's busy, it has become customary that we present someone of the industry with the Aspasa Person of the Year award. Now this year, this person selected by the office is someone that joined the industry 23 or 24 years ago. This person knew absolutely nothing of the industry, but very soon got his teeth into the workings of the industry. Over the almost quarter of a century, he managed to become almost a household name in the industry, where everybody knows him, and he is the go-to person if you have any problems, regardless of the nature thereof. He is a competent leader and has 100% commitment to the cause. He also managed to take our association, Aspasa, to be the true representative of the industry. Thanks to his efforts, by far the biggest percentage of aggregate producers in our country has joined Aspasa. The fact that the coal ash people, other associations, and even some salt producers joined Aspasa is proof of the fact that Aspasa, through this person, has become the voice of the industry. Also, through his efforts, Aspasa is recognized by various government departments to represent the industry. He managed that the various audits run by Aspasa has become the industry norm. On one occasion, I was told by the DMRE regional manager that I should join Aspasa. At the time, I was the chairman, because Aspasa can help me and that they are doing a good job and run good audits. By vigorously opposing the interpretations of the law by certain government departments, he saved the industry, the members of Aspasa, millions of rands. He serves on various committees where he represents the industry and is, for instance, the longest serving member of the EXCO of the Minerals Council. That is now, if I am correct, but I'm sure I am. Internationally, he managed to establish Aspasa as a well-respected member of the Global Aggregates Information Network, GAIN. Ladies and gentlemen, I can keep you busy for a very long time on the achievements in our industry that this man has achieved. But let's leave it at this. This person is Nico Pinaar, and Nico, it is an honor and my privilege to present you this award to you. You well and truly deserve it to be awarded the Aspasa Man of the Year Award. Congratulations, Nico, and I'm sure I am talking on behalf of each and every person in our industry. Over to you, Nico.
Sure, you guys got me. It's those people in the office. Yeah, and you guys, you're in cahoots with each other. I didn't expect this. I nearly didn't meet this meeting because I've got load shedding here. You can hear the coffee being bashed around. I don't know what to say. It's the second time today that I've got tears very near to my heart. I cry quickly. My wife always says she doesn't know why I cry so quickly, but sorry. I'm very near to tears now.
Nico, sorry. Is he lying there with?
No. Is he late?
No. No, she's not here. I was running around in town to find a place where I can.
We were trying to reach her. She's got a board with her. She will bring it to you.
Oh, no, but you see the cell phone's not working.
Yeah, so we couldn't get rid of her, Nico. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. But thanks to all of you. And, you know what? It's such a great industry to be in. I mean, and I've been around for a long time, as Gert says. And somebody asked me yesterday, when are you leaving? And I said, no, it's going to be very difficult to leave this industry. I get on with 99.999% people. There's one or two that, but they luckily left the industry, but I get on with everybody else. I am a bit different. I understand that. But this award, I never expected. I never thought about it. Yeah. So thanks, and thanks to my overseas colleague who's joined. Me and him have come a long way, Johan. We've been around for many years, and Gert, he was the guy who taught me. Him and Trevor McAdam taught me about quarries. I knew nothing. And today I could most probably challenge quite a few guys because I know the basics about quarries, and I can often see what the problems are. But I don't think I should speech in this session. As you joked when I started, Anthony always says I talk too much, and so does Jeremy. But yeah, having been a trade unionist and tried to be a lawyer, I'm battling not to talk. But thanks to all of the efforts. And Marius, I must just say, thanks to you. You travel the country, you sleep in horrible places, you have to deal with difficult situations. Thanks for that. I don't think we often give you enough thanks for that. And then of course Gert, who's our chairman, he's like big brother. Only when I have a problem I go to Gert. I don't worry him. But thanks for that. And then of course the two ladies at the office and our other auditor Anthony. We're actually a team. And I think that's what you have to do in these days in South Africa. You have to be teams. So thank you very, very much for that. And I think I'm going to switch off now. Thanks, Gert.
Nico, that is a pleasure. Tell me, are you going to end this meeting now, or are we finished? Are we done?
I think don't give me any more time to speak because I'm already overdone it. But now I think we should stop it now. I think the office is also going into load shedding at 12 o'clock and so forth and so forth. But again, thanks. There is people from the press in on this. They'll write articles, and of course we will also send the video to the press. The press is on our side these days. We've got unbelievable people working in the press rooms, and we've got some champions out there. So they carry a good message out. And then, of course, our Minerals Council people and our unions and so forth. Thanks, Gert, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks to everybody. Jame, thanks for there out of Spain. You're a champ, eh? You still have to come and visit us. Thanks,
May I talk? Just to congratulate you, Nico, for your award and for your work in our industry for a long, long time, and for your way of life, because you are a great person. Thanks for being with us for too much time. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Nico, before you go, before you go, Elaine is there with you now. Nico, just put on your camera again.
Yeah, the camera, please, Nico. We want to see the tears.
Where is she? Nico, your mic is off. Nico, your mic is off.
Think she went to the wrong place. I told her I was going to a certain place. When I got there, it was locked down because the oak wasn't there. So I went to another place. So sorry for bucketing up your thing, but yeah, sorry. I will show it at some stage. Thanks. Sorry, she's not here. No.
From my side, congratulations, Nico. Well deserved. And thank you, everybody. Have a nice day and stay safe. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.
Thank you. Congratulations, Nico.
Dankie, Marius.
Congratulations, Nico.
And come to Barcelona if you want. Here starts the summer.
Okay, yeah. You're right, John.
Okay. All of you are welcome in Barcelona, as you know.
Catalonia. Okay.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.